So this one is horrendous. I hate this picture, and I'll probably use this one in the thumbnail just because it will probably get people clicking it. I hate looking at it. Simon Miller, bald asshole here. Happy Friday. If you're watching this on day one, what does Happy Friday even mean? Nobody wakes up and goes, Friday. Happened to my voice. It was terrifying. I'm turning into Mickey Mouse. Little bit of something different today. This was inspired by... Actually, I'm going to start with the wrong picture. I'm going to change it up. This was inspired by somebody who very lovingly and maybe a little bit creepily, found a picture of me from a good 10 years or so ago, and they just thought it was the most astounding thing ever. So I was like, all right, if we want to do some kind of transformation journey, we could do it. If people are interested, great. If not, it doesn't even matter. So that's what we're going to do. Simple as that. I've got the wrong picture up on my phone. It's this one. Bam. Right, on the screen. I mean, that's... for starters, yes, I did used to have hair. I get it all the time. I thought you were born without hair. Well, I probably did when I was a toddler, but then I grew hair because I'm a human, and then I lost my hair around about late 20s because my dad is bald, and my granddad is bald, and my brother is bald, and my uncle is bald. My family is just bald. What do you do? It did suck. It took me... We've done a video on it. You type in Simon Miller bald, you can find a whole video. We talked about it. But this was from my days when I was editing... I think I was editor of X360 magazine, which was indeed a video game magazine. Good times down at Imagine Publishing. And this picture is from the... If you've ever read a magazine, you know there used to be like an editor's letter. And this was from my editor's letter. And there we go. Quite happy with my teeth. That's quite nice, isn't it? Other than that, don't know what's going on. I look super tired. Or as some people said, you look like you've done a bunch of weed. I'll let you in on this now. I've never smoked weed in my life. As I'm sure you figured out, I found a gym when I was like 16, and that was my drug of choice, as ridiculous as that sounds. So yeah, now we're going to go through the years. I've tried to put this as best as I can remember, but obviously it's difficult because I don't have timestamps on any of these. But I do know this one, boom, is that is probably sort of like 18, 19. That's when I first started properly lifting weights. And all I would do, you can see my protein shaker cup right there, filled with water, you're damn right. And all I would do was I would eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and just force food into my mouth. Do not advise it to anybody, but I wanted to put on size. And that makes me look far bigger than I actually was. That is lighting and poor camera quality. I will tell you that. I will tell you that for free. Also looking very happy with myself. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that's when it all began. And if I had taken that white vest off, you would have seen a massive belly. I need you to understand this. I was dirty bulking, as they say, because I struggled to put on size or weight. It was really difficult. So I thought, okay, well, it's my friend of mine, Luke, who got me into all of this. He was like, well, let's just eat. And he would stand there and watch me as I would push rice into my mouth and bits would fall out because that's what I decided to do. And it took me a long time to then realize, Simon, you're just massively fat. You need to dial back on this. But look, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I got obsessed with size. I'm still obsessed with size, but now I realize that feeling healthy and feeling good is also important. Also, I'm a wrestler and I don't want to walk around like a big fat guy. Which then moves us on to this one, I'm going to say. I don't know why I chose this one. I guess just because it looks completely different to what I'm like now. Yes, I'm supporting the James Hetfield handlebar moustache because I'm also obsessed with Metallica. Also done a video on that. We've basically done a video on everything. I don't know why I've chosen this one now that it's here. I just have. I guess because I can do a cheap plug for my band. Search MG and the Juggernaut. Start with a song called Never in Secret and go from there. I don't have much to say about this. It was probably from around about 2008. If I am correct, I think I am, but I'm not sure. I was headlining a place down in Bournemouth called The Green Room, and it was a fun time. I really, really enjoyed it. I'll do a video. I should do a whole video on my band because I got loads of stories. I was dead set. I'm dead serious on trying to make that work. We did do all right for a while, but as anybody that's in the musical thing knows, it's the hardest thing in the world. I'm looking... Right, we'll go to these two next. So this one is horrendous. I hate this picture. And I'll probably use this one in the thumbnail just because it will probably get people clicking it. I hate looking at it. And this is definitely from... actually, that last one can't be around from 2008. It must have been later because this one is from around that time because it's when I had my shoulder surgery. I was doing shoulder presses in the gym and my shoulder crunch, and it turned out that I had torn it was my subscapularis. Most people tear their supraspinatus. These are joints and stuff in your shoulder. I had torn my subscapularis and I had to have shoulder surgery. And I understand why, but it took a long ass time to get it on the NHS because the waiting list was just so long. And I couldn't lift weights during it. So I just started doing cardio. I barely ate anything. I don't know why looking back. I should have had the time of my life, but I didn't. I think I was just worried about getting fat. for one reason or another. I mean, A, look at those spots on my forehead. Always love having acne on my forehead in my early 20s. That's what you want, living the dream. Now, I must have been younger than that. I must have been, I don't know. Anyway, it's around that kind of time. But yeah, you know, there it is. There I am. And I don't know what that hair is. It looks greasy as sin. This terrible green thing in the background. But there you go. I guess the point of this video, I should have said at the start as well, is to show that you can, you know, with dedication and time, hopefully you can achieve what you want to achieve. You'll never actually achieve what you want to achieve, because I still haven't. I talked about this the other day. It's the dangling carrot in fitness. You get to your goal and then it's not enough and you go, and you keep looking for what's next. But this is from the same time as well. Let me just zoom in so I can see it. This is when I went to WrestleMania 24. So that was 2008 as well, right? It was definitely 2008 WrestleMania 24. Oh, I don't know. All I know is that I'm around 20 years old, 20, 21, something like that. But yeah, again, still recovering from the shoulder injury. Got some another terrible haircut, terrible sunglasses, terrible beard, just terrible everything. Terrible jeans, just terrible around. Good trip though. I'm not really a theme park guy, but I really enjoyed Disneyland and Orlando Studios. I always thought Disneyland would feel a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for, but cheesy and marketing heavy. And then as soon as I was in it, I was like, this is the best thing ever. Give me all the Disney bucks or whatever the hell they have. I'd like to go back. I really would. I truly would. And then obviously, you know, move to this one. So this is when I went to Muscle Beach. I was still working for the video game magazine, and I went out to E3. It was my first E3. I was proper super psyched. And I was like, if I'm going to LA, I'm absolutely going to Muscle Beach. And this was a few months after my shoulder had healed itself. So I was able to start sort of lifting weights a little bit. And yeah, I went and did pull-ups clearly on Muscle Beach. Look how happy I am too. I'm absolutely over the moon. And hopefully between this picture and the last picture, you can see I'm slowly starting to put on more size, because even though your body will have muscle memory, which is a good thing to note now as gyms start opening around the world post-lockdown, you know, you'll get there quicker. But putting it back on still takes time. It sucks. It's like fat, right? It's so easy to put on fat, but losing it is next to impossible. Not next to impossible, but difficult. And it's the same with muscle. Putting it on takes forever. Losing it is as easy as just sitting down on your couch and not thinking about it. I'm going to get to ones to do with my bodybuilding contest. But what maybe some people don't know is I tried before. My bodybuilding contest was in 2016, and I first tried in 2014. Now, this is a very flattering picture. I get a bit oogly-boogly sharing ones like this. I'm not one for showing off my physique. I don't like it. Again, also done a video on that. Of course we have. But yeah, this was when I was trying. Again, it's in black and white. If you black and white anything, you can filter I don't think I filtered this, but it's very, very flattering. But this was when I was trying to slim down, really for the first time ever. Like I bulked, and I got up to like 18.5 stone. Again, I was quite strong, but I had way too much fat on me. If I had continued on that, I probably would have been in poor health now, if I'm honest. And this was the first time that I was trying to lean up. And again, I didn't get anywhere near. I didn't do the show because I got nowhere near as lean as I wanted. And I didn't. This sounds ridiculous. I didn't even get as lean as I am in that picture. That is complete, and we talked about this before too. That is complete visual and lighting and the way. I probably done some press ups before I took that. You know, because it's what you do, right? You want to up your confidence. Not that I put this anywhere, but that's the crazy thing about this picture. I was never that lean at that time, but I look that lean, and which is why you should never buy into the stuff you see on social media or on Instagram, because it can be manipulated. It really, 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 really can. But yeah, that was then. And I remember I emailed the bodybuilding federation that I was going to do. And the guy got back to me and he was like, no one has ever emailed us telling us that they weren't going to attend a show. And I was like, it just seems like a professional thing to do or a polite thing to do. I was like, Simon, you're such a moron. And then let me go here. So this, look, right, I'm going to tell you the truth about this picture. It's post-workout. So I got a pump on, right? I'd taken pre-workout and there was a mirror in the gym that deliberately made you look wider. We've all seen that in gyms. It's like when you go into a changing room in a shopping, in a clothes store or whatever. Those mirrors and the lights are designed to make you look great, and so was this one. That is just, again, I'm wearing a hat because I just started pro wrestling training here, so it's around about 2016, and I'd managed to scalp myself. Go watch my pro wrestling and journey on What Culture if you want. And doing a flip bump, I had scalped myself and literally taken a huge chunk of skin off my head. It was horrible. So I had to wear this hat even in the gym, which was horrendously hot and awful. But that is, again, I did not look like that at the time. If you had turned the lights on and just looked at me, that's why I think it's important to share these things. I think there's kind of a fascination to see somebody transform as well. Transform, evolve, progress. But that is just a lie. It's an out-and-out lie, and I don't want you to think otherwise. I'm not being humble. I'm not just trying to play it down, because I know what I look like that time. I have other pictures. I should have got them out, but I didn't, so I'm not going to. But it's important to remember that. And then, same with this one. That's why. I mean, again, thank goodness I didn't put this anywhere. What am I doing? But you can see I'm in the gym. That's halfway through working out. I've never been that big, ever. But it looks like I am, because all the blood's in my muscles. I would have taken pre-workout. I would have done all these things. You can see that the quality of the image is actually quite low. So that's always going to, the graininess is always going to sort of, help you out as well. I'm just mad to look at all these. It really, really, really is. I'm better in pictures than I am in real life. It's something we need to sort out. And then the last two, I think, let me just check I've got all of them. Yeah, the last two are from my bodybuilding show. So I picked this one because it wasn't a professional one that was taken. Obviously, there's professionals taking pictures there. This was just one that someone snapped off a phone. And I think this is the most... Basically, I lost way too much muscle for my show. And you can kind of see it in my legs there. But it's the first time I've done one, so I don't know. I'm not saying I didn't work hard for it or anything like that. But that's just how I feel. But I kind of think you can see there. I mean, I got super lean, and I probably should have got leaner, really, for a bodybuilding show. And I'm certainly proud of that achievement. I got my medal somewhere. I think it's up there. But, yeah, I think that's more representative of what I actually look like compared to some of the ones I have used in thumbnails and whatnot, and the ones that, again, the pros took. Just because, again, you are still under the cool lighting, and I'm obviously tanned up to the nines. I didn't look like that if you get the tan off it. Anyway, that's my point. And then there's this one, which always makes me crack up. After the fact, I was pressured into it, but I was told by a lot of people, Sam, you have to do a professional photo shoot too, because you want to document all these things. And I'm kind of glad I did, but I was also like, well, if I'm doing it, I'm taking my world championship belt, the Winged Eagle from 98, 97, and I'm going to have a picture taken of that. But again, that was taken with lights. That was taken by a dude that knew what he was doing. And it's very, very nice, and I like looking at it, and I'd sometimes go, see, I could be world champion. The proof is right there. But ultimately, I don't walk around looking like that, especially not now. My word, do I need to drop some body fat. So there you go. There's 10 years of transformations, or around about a decade. That just sounds good, doesn't it? 10 years of transformations. It rolls off the tongue. Just started from that picture that someone tweeted me and said, Simon, I'd like to see more pictures of you throughout the years. Not something I'm massively comfortable doing. I don't share a lot of pictures. Don't know why. I guess, again, it probably comes down to my own self-confidence. But as we try and get better as people, and as we try and improve that, we should do these things, and that is what we have done today. Thanks very much for joining me. Like the video, share the video, smash that subscribe button, smash the bell button. What else do you do? I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316. You can get a bunch of stuff. I treat it like a shop. Otherwise, check out more of my other videos. There should be some on the screen right now, depending on what YouTube wants to do. It's got a mind of its own, but I'll see you soon.